You know, pretty good stuff considering, you know, we knew he'd be a little stronger with some added rest just to come in. You know, you see the strikeouts, but you also see him getting some balls where he didn't want to get. Didn't have a real good feel for anything off speed. Thought he was going to find his step a couple of times. He never really got into a rhythm, it seemed like.
Is it, you know, we're not pitchers, but a veteran pitcher goes out and he throws in the bullpen for 20 minutes or whatever before the game starts, and then comes in and has not even close to the plate for the first two batters. Is that, I mean, is that inexplicable, or is that just...
No, it's explainable. He's not the only one that's ever done it, and it happens from time to time. You know, I was talking while he had a good bullpen and seemed ready, and, you know, it's one of those things you like to see him get the first couple of hitters under his belt, and we all know what Giovanni's capable of. It wasn't there tonight, and, you know, he's kind of been searching for that consistency that he's capable of, and it just hasn't happened. And, you know, it's, as much as it may be frustrating for whoever, it's you can double that for Giovanni. Can you imagine having that ability to do so much better in those first two hitters, for instance, and not be able to get it done? So you try to, you know, sometimes you can want something too much. You know, he's, you know, and I know how much he wants to contribute and how much he wanted to give us a little better chance to win tonight. But he wasn't the only one. You know, we had some opportunities we didn't cash in on, and, you know, we didn't initially stem the tide when we went to the bullpen. So all those things kind of add up.
What was the difference offensively between the first inning when you were cashing in and then the rest of the game when you...
Oh, they got pitched better. You know, it's one of the top, you know, they could have got about anything they wanted to for him last year. You know, he's one of the top prospects in baseball. I tell you what, Colomé is probably the most underrated closer in American League. He's got really good stuff, so you know you're going to have a tough time after the eighth inning. But no, I just thought Snell threw a lot better. He actually broke out his changeup, which was a good pitch for him, and really gave us a different look after that.
Well, you talk so much about, you know, momentum being up to the next game. You know, here in September, you know, you have some games, you have a game like last night, but then you have some of these short starts. I mean, how is that tough to deal with when you have, you know, it seems like you're building momentum and then you have some of these short starts?
No, you know, we're not the only ones. You know, I don't really, you know, I don't care what the other teams are doing, but, you know, it's part of it, and I've said it a lot. You know, it's not. Just because someone else pitches well doesn't mean it's going to always carry over. You know, I'm real happy about you know, how much they want to do well, but it's just sometimes got to translate out there, and, you know, it hadn't happened lately with Giovanni, but he's, you know, it's frustrating for him. It really is. But I don't, you know, your question was basically
just like, you know, you have this, you know, the great start from Tillman on Sunday.
Yeah, it doesn't always, you know, and I say many times, you know, this doesn't mean that, and that doesn't mean this, and it's why we go play the games, because you never know what turns are going to be in the path you're trying to make. Dan?
Yeah, you talked about some missed opportunities. I mean, how much, in retrospect, was it a difference maker not to be able to get somebody home with second and third? No.
Well, there's a lot of hindsight involved, but I try to dwell, too, on the fact that we were down 3 runs real quick and came right back. And there's a lot of, you know, John had a, you know, big hit there against a tough closer. So did Manny, and John going first to third. Adam made an unbelievable catch in center field again, where there might have been some more damage. And, you know, and we don't get a broken bat flying at Manny. Got a whole different game. So we can go back and rehash every little play and probably come up with a lot of things that would have tilted it one way or the other, but it didn't. And, you know, we lost. It's a lot of baseball for that to be it. Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm not challenging you.